It's a wonderful pleasure to welcome Emily Coupe on this podcast. She is a musician based in Los Angeles, California. Emily, how's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. I'm glad we finally got to meet.
Me too. Yeah, I'm excited to do this with you.
Yeah, so first I'd like to begin with asking you, how has your summer been and what are your plans this fall?
Um, yeah. So my summer's been really good. What have I been doing? Honestly, just can't trying to enjoy it. Like, been going to the beach a few times. Working a lot. Like, my job's pretty busy during summer. Yeah. Honestly, just enjoying life. I don't know, just not taking on too much. Doing this course, like, yeah, prepping a single release. Yeah, just like working through my goals too. So yeah, bit of everything.
Yeah, so you told me that you work at a bar, right? So how do you balance that with making music?
Um, and by the way, I do acting as well. I don't
Oh,
just
yes.
do music, but yeah, in terms of I mean, honestly, right now I'm kind of taking a break from music, from singing. So to be honest with you, like, so I have a lot of time to work. So that's kind of my goal right now is to, yeah, just this summer and like the rest of the years to just work as much as possible. I'm a bit of a workaholic, so I do like taking on too much and like earning money and stuff like that. So yeah, I would say that just and also making music requires money to invest in it as well. So I think, yeah, while my voice is healing, to just be trying to make as much money as possible, pretty much.
Mhm. Yeah. So are you the type of person who would prefer to keep yourself busy?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, I'm definitely always really busy. Yeah, so I'd say like, I'm just trying to think. Yeah, I mean, I'm the kind of person where like I structure my schedule like the night before and really plan out like what I'm going to be doing the next day and just try to like stick to it as much as possible. I feel like that's the best way to be productive is to pre-plan your day, I'd say.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm sort of the same person too. And I think it's preferable for me to keep myself active. Yeah, it's I don't like being having idle time too much.
Yeah, me neither. I feel like in this life, we didn't have that much time, so I feel like in order to maximize the amount of output and like, the amount of results that we want, we have to utilize our time. Like time is our most precious resource. I'm turning on my fan. It's so hot in here.
Let's see. Yeah.
LA is hot right now. It's too hot.
Mhm. Yeah, but of course, being busybodies like you and I, we have to find time to relax somehow, right?
Yeah, totally. Like I was working today like 12 hours, so I was like, "Hey, like give me a sec just to like eat some food and like decompress a little bit." Cuz yeah, I definitely because I'm training a new job, so I started at 8, 8:30 and then left that at like 10:30 and then had work at 1, then it was like 1 to like 7. So it's definitely a long day, but I don't know. I don't mind long days though, but it's definitely nice to decompress too.
Yeah,
Not too much.
yeah. So since we're recording this at the evening your time, so I suppose after this you would just relax and call it a day, I suppose.
Yeah, I might do a few more things like planned. Like I do like to do like a weekly check-in, like a weekly. I call it like a weekly spiritual check-in where I can kind of like assess the previous week, like plan the next week, stuff like that. I think I gotta call my boyfriend back. He called me. Well, he's gonna call me, so like that'll take time too. Like I'll talk to him a bit later, and then yeah, that's kind of it. And just shower and prep for a pretty chill week. When I look at my calendar, this week, this past week was pretty busy in a way, and this next week is definitely more chill. I definitely prefer chill days, chill weeks. I don't know, like I used to take on so much and it'd be so crazy, but I just don't want to do that anymore. I don't think I can. Like I don't want to like burn out anymore. I've been so used to burning out, but I think it's nice to have space just to live. I don't know. I feel like I've cut back on like I'd say 40 to 50% of what I was doing. But I'm still barely getting done what I need to get done. But that also includes people. Like I've definitely cut back on how many friends I'm seeing. Just so I have more time for myself. So I think all that's really important too. So yeah.
Mhm. Yes, of course. One of the
Yeah.
things I find important to me is, aside from, the spiritual exercises, is to have better sleep. I think if I keep myself
Yeah.
healthy and also to keep myself physically fit, then I'll end up having better sleep in the evening.
Totally. Oh yeah. Sleep's so important. I definitely am lacking sleep today. A little bit. Nothing crazy, but maybe I had like 6.5 hours sleep, but at least 7 to 8's ideal for sure. Because it keeps you young, keeps you. It just like it's almost like a phone, right? When you if you recharge your phone at night and you don't fully recharge, it's you're gonna hit that fatigue quicker. It's as simple as that. I feel like in like a on a measurable, tangible, numerical scale, you can actually tangibly like measure it. Kind of, it's cool.
Yeah, yeah, and it's a trap that we fall into usually, right? Like, there are times when I would find myself like not having sufficient sleep, and I would wake up feeling okay, but then 2 to 3 hours in, the lack of sleep kicks in, and ultimately I feel tired and cranky all day.
Yeah, totally. Like, luckily, my training job was in the morning, so that was really important to me. So I definitely did really good. But then, like, my actual job that I got paid and like is my job. Um, Even if I am a bit more tired or grumpy, like it doesn't matter because I'm an autopilot. I can kind of zone out a little bit. But the training job where I still have to impress them, I was like 100%, which is good to be honest. Like that's more important, I'd say right now. So yeah.
So, how
Yeah.
would you define yourself spiritually?
I mean, I would say like it is hard to define yourself, I suppose, but I would say agnostic, I suppose, or just generally spiritual. I mean, I guess like being agnostic is saying you don't, admitting that you don't know, which I suppose is what I believe. Like I admit I don't know for sure, but I think just overall spiritualness of like the law of attraction, like the laws of the universe, like karma, cause and effect. It's funny. I've definitely been studying the laws of the universe recently, like there's 12 laws or something, I don't know. And it's just kind of like common sense or like practical what they are. Like it's almost scientific in a sense. So that's more interesting to me. More than like, oh, there's definitely a god or something. It's like, okay, there's a framework of patterns that exist in the universe that are innately there. Like we can try to argue with it, but it is scientific and it is measurable. So I tend to like be more on that wavelength more than oh I believe in God or I believe in different gods whatever. Like I definitely believe sure in like the spiritual laws, but and I do like to think there's a God and I do talk to God. I'm like, dear God, like give me the answers, like show me the way. Yeah, I guess I do believe in God. I do believe in God, and I also believe in the laws of the universe. So whatever that is, I suppose.
Mhm. So, how do you cultivate your spiritual life?
Um, I do like a set of spiritual practices every day. Like in affirmations or like just sayings I say to myself, like vision board stuff. Like, um, I even say to myself, like, dear God, like, what do you want to show me today? Like, tell me, do you have any messages for me? I also like doing like forgiveness exercises with myself and friends or anybody I come into contact with that I think I've pissed off. Because I don't like having any negative charge toward anybody or even myself. So I think it kind of because yeah, I screw up too. So it's like I have to forgive myself so that I can live in a light-hearted way. So I don't like I just don't think I think baggage in our minds, energetically, spiritually, like mentally, and physically, sure, are what hold us back and self-sabotage. So I definitely make an effort to remove the baggage in my mind and physically, emotionally as much as possible, so that I'm going like 10 steps forward, 1 step back, as opposed to like 3 steps forward, 2 steps back, three, because then you don't get anywhere. But if you're able to remove that negativeness from you, then I feel like you're more likely to succeed faster. I don't know.
Let's see. Yeah, I find that there's a serenity prayer, which is really helpful for anyone,
Mm,
even those who are not like Christian. I think it goes something like, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I can change. Sorry, the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know otherwise. So to know the
mm,
different. And yeah, it's wonderful, and it's helped me a lot.
mm. That's a really good saying. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we can't change what we can't change, and we can't worry about the things we can't change. Like all we can focus on is the things that we can control. I definitely believe in that, and yeah, I'm all about like taking action. So if I can't take action, I kind of ignore it. But then the things I can take action on, I'm very like intentional and like focused on those and like try to take action on those things. Yeah, totally. I like that. It's cool.
Do you find that music, either making it or listening to it, is a spiritual endeavor?
Oh yeah, I feel like listening to some music can elevate your mood, or like just elevate. Like it makes you feel things that maybe it like is like sense memory, so it kind of takes you back to that memory where you had that. Like I definitely had that. I was at the club the other night and a song played and it brought me back to when I was 18 because I remember that song playing and just like an experience of being with somebody with that song and I was like, wow, like I still get memories of that song. It's really cool. But like now with a new person. Or even just like being in a part of town, like going down Ventura Highway and playing the song Ventura Highway by America, or like Hotel California, being in California, like or just like when I listen to a song that reminds me of the start of a new relationship or the end of a relationship, like I think like those songs almost become checkpoints for that memory or that moment in time. And then making music, yeah, I think sometimes you just have to channel a different source, like a radio frequency, and allow it to come through you to create and not judge or edit what's coming out. I think that's like the process of music making. Yeah.
Yeah, I find it's magical. I don't make music. I listen to it a lot, and what I find is that whenever I listen to a piece of music, um, I can instantly recall the first time that I listened to it, even if it's like in the distant past.
Mm.
And I could sort of visualize where I was and how I was feeling at the time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's cool.
speaking of music and memories, does a song feel differently when it evokes good memories to you versus when it evokes bad memories or memories of a bad time?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely. I try to avoid songs that make me feel bad, unless it's like a breakup song where it's very cathartic to listen to. But yeah, I mean, I definitely try to stick to songs that make me feel good. Otherwise, like, ugh, like I don't want to be a downer. It's too sad.
That's it. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you're going to have a new song coming up as of this recording. It's titled Ancient Eyes. So tell me more
Hmm.
about the track.
Yeah. So it's cool because I wrote it a few years ago, and it's the experience of like being in a car. I was upset at the time, like about a boyfriend or something, and was like bawling my eyes out, as you do in like your early 20s. And I was like, oh my god, like sad. And then this lady pulled up next to me at the traffic light, and she's like, roll down your windows, roll down your windows. And I'm like, no, I'm good, I'm good. And then she just drove off like when the light went green. And I just remembered that moment. I was like, fuck, like this lady wanted to connect with me when I was like bawling my eyes out, and I was so closed off and vulnerable. I just didn't want to let this random, like woman into my life. And I mean, I don't think I would now either. It's like, if I'm having a like, I think I saw the cars like a private room, like it was my own private space, and so I was kind of crying in a kind of weird way, I suppose. And then this woman had access to that because she could see through my windows, right? Like I think no one. Usually, I think in my car, no one pays attention to you, but she was. She was like looking at me, so I was like, no, I'm good. So in a sense, like yeah, like I probably still wouldn't let her in because it's like, who are you? But maybe I would. I don't know. Like she just wanted to like I think she wanted to know if I was okay. Maybe I looked like suicidal or something. But I was just sad, like processing a relationship or something that I ended or like it was about probably like about to end, I think. Like, just having a bad relationship. But yeah, and so I just wrote the song about that moment in time.
That's it. Yeah. So when you feel sad, is it your typical reaction to reach out or to isolate, so to speak?
I mean, sad in general or sad about somebody?
Yeah. When you're, I guess, experiencing maximum sadness or the utmost amount of sadness that you can experience, I suppose.
I mean, I don't really get sad that much. I'd say the only time I'm sad is breakups.
Mhm.
And I think, sure, I definitely reached out to a lot of friends at that time just to talk through it, and my family too. Even my ex, like I talked to him about it. Like we were like going through it together. It was super weird. But yeah, I'd say just I definitely like to process things as much as possible on my own and like not burden other people with my woes or like my brain. But yeah, but then any friend I would see, I would definitely vent to them and like yeah, express myself as much as I could for sure.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what is it about breakups that directly impacts you in such a way that you experience?
I mean, it just feels like you're losing a part of yourself because I think when you're with someone, they activate a certain part of your identity. Like you have specific in jokes with them, you have specific hobbies, specific activities you do together. And so when you break up with somebody or like the relationship ends, you lose that part of yourself that you were with that person. So you lose those hobbies, you lose those activities, you lose that part of yourself. And then you hopefully find that with somebody else, but all the idiosyncratic activities you would do with them are now gone, all the in jokes. So yeah, you definitely lose that, which sucks.
Mhm. Yes, I've experienced at least a couple of those myself, and one of the things I find is that when I'm in a relationship with someone and I would pursue like certain interests that they would uh have already just to create some commonalities with them, and when the relationship dissolves, then I find that those activities do not excite me as they used to, and in fact they bring up
Mm-hmm.
bad memories of the same relationship. But over time, if you are genuinely interested in the same things, then you seek them out again, and you would have
Mm-hmm.
little of the associated memories.
Mm-hmm. True. Yeah. True.
Yeah. Um, so you said that you are going to take a bit of a break from music, which so to compare, so 2023 was a pretty prolific year for you. You've released tons of
Mm-hmm.
singles, compared to
Yeah. Right.
obviously 2024. So yeah, so how was your 2023 that led you to produce in such the amount that you've produced?
Well, I mean, I think 2023 was a good year, but I just don't think it was sustainable. Like I put out like 8 singles, I think. Opened up for Chris Isaac, did like hundreds of gigs, at least 100 gigs. But in that, I just used up so much of my vocal energy, and I damaged my voice. So that's kind of what happens. And then I still have songs I've recorded, which I'm putting out now. But yeah, like I just went like crazy. I went like ape shit, and I just like sung for thousands of hours. Whereas this year I've sung for like hundreds of hours, like barely. So I think moving forward next year, like it has to be, I have to be way more balanced in what I'm recording, what I'm writing, what I'm performing. Like it just has to be way more balanced, which I think is why I'm leaning more into like my work because like I was relying partially on singing for money, and that becomes dangerous because I would push through my vocal fatigue and injury to make money. That's how I got into trouble with my voice. I pushed through vocal damage because I didn't want to let down my booking agent. And now I'm out of commission for like over a year now. So I know my voice will come back. Of course it will. Like, and it has my, to be honest, my voice sounds great now, but I just have to be careful to rebuild it in a steady, slow way where I don't go backwards. So like even my voice now, like I would do 3 hour gigs the way my voice is now, like back then. But now with the coach I'm working with now, like she's just making me aware not to push through fatigue and not to sing fatigue because that means my voice is getting damaged again, which just means I have to also work on my technique more as well. So it's a two-way thing. Like I probably still have minor baby nodules, but then the way I talk and the way I sing is probably aggravating it again when I do dabble back in singing songs and stuff. So it's a long, tedious, frustrating process because I love singing. Like I'm really good at singing. It's one of my like soul's purposes, so it frustrates me that I can't do it, but I just have learned to like surrender to the process with my voice and just to, yeah, just to honor my body and listen to my body
Yeah.
and my, yeah.
So aside from, taking on less than you used to, how have you managed to avoid burnouts?
I mean, today is a bad example because I'm doing a 12-hour day and then I'm talking to you for like an hour. That's why, to be honest, I'm pretty tired. Like, I think, for example, I wouldn't have booked this talk tonight if I knew I was going to train in the morning. But then I trained in the morning before my normal work, and now I'm seeing you tonight. So it's kind of like taking on too much. Like today, today is an especially busy day, and like so today is a bad example of rest. That's why I'm gonna rest the rest of the week. I think like so. I think just like being hyper organized with my time and just honestly being really specific with what I say yes to. Like I'm being way more selective what I say yes to. Like if friends want to hang out, I'm like, unless it's a friend I actually care about, like I'm not gonna do it. I just like I don't want. I'm not gonna do anything I don't want to anymore. I'm not gonna do it to people please or to because I feel like I have to. Like I don't care if that makes me a bitch, but like I I don't want to do things I just don't want to do anymore. Because like why? What's the point? Because
Yeah.
then you keep attracting and inviting in more things you don't want to do.
Hmm. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I find that, I'm qualitatively a worse person when I'm overworked and when I don't find enough rest. So in a burnout state,
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
would find myself being like annoyed and frustrated at the smallest things and would take it out on
Yeah.
other people. And I find that
Mhm.
even if, even if some people are not pleased with, if I, scale back my activities, then that would not be
Mhm.
a problem for me because, why would you want to subject others to a qualitatively bad version of you or worse version of you, where you can just preserve, your best qualities and reserve it
Mhm.
for others who may need it more.
Mhm. Yeah. True. Exactly.
And of course, if you'd like to, we can just cut this interview short for like 15 minutes if you feel like not up to it.
I'm down to do that. Yeah. I'm just so tired.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
I mean,
think it.
I think
I
you
get it.
said an hour. So yeah, 45 minutes is heaps, or even less, whatever you think. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'd be happy to accommodate that request of yours. And I hope you have a good evening and night after we're done.
Oh yeah. No, I'm chill. No, I'm just like definitely tired. That's why when I got home, I was like, oh, I need to eat some food and like take a break because my voice, my job's also very physical. Like it's I do serving bartending, so yeah, you're constantly running around, but it's good because it keeps you fit. But yeah, definitely tiring. So I don't mind though. I don't mind. I like the job on its own though. It's fun.
Do you have
Yeah.
any comfort food slash beverages that you would go to when you have days like this?
I've been going to Costco and I really like this like sugar, like low sugar ice cream
Mhm.
that they have. It's like a healthy ice cream. I also had toast. I love like bread and butter. It's so yummy. What else? I like coconut water. I mean, just healthy foods. I mean, tea. I'm drinking tea right now. I like coffee. That definitely helps give me a boost of energy. Um, yeah, honestly, just fueling my body with healthy, yummy foods that I know are fueling my body and like giving me more energy and like I generally eat pretty healthy, I'd say. But also like I definitely eat a lot of meat. Like I'm a meat eater. But yeah, having lots of oils, like fats, not too much, but definitely like not being super low fat. Cheese, I like cheese. So, yeah, all those foods. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
So recently I found myself cutting a lot of carbohydrates from my diet, and it has helped me significantly with my energy level and of
Oh
course sleep
wow.
level and everything.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So
That
it's kind of like keto.
yeah, a little bit.
Keto.
Yeah. I would just call it low carb. I would
Mm,
cut out like the usual what I call it starches like rice and bread. Like I would not eat them as much as I used to, and then I would say no to anything processed sugar.
mm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm sure that would make a big difference. Yeah, that's good. Awesome.
yeah. I remember I used to drink a lot of soda like Coca-Cola, and because they have a lot of caffeine, and caffeine sort of like interferes with my sleep patterns. It makes me a kind of like an unbalanced person.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, sodas are bad. I definitely try to avoid sodas. That's just a lot of calories and a lot of sugar, a lot of caffeine. Like it's all bad. So yeah, not good.
So you mentioned your friend circle, and I've heard a lot from people, including our mutual friend Lucy and Lemay,
Yeah,
that Los Angeles is not where you can discern your true friends from, I guess, the not so true ones. So how do you
right.
maintain your friend circle?
Um, I would say it takes time. I've definitely focused a lot more on my female friends recently to really hone those relationships, including Lucy's. Um, yeah, just honestly making the intention to. I mean, I feel so lucky. I have a lot of amazing friends right now. I think it just takes like dating, right? Dating friends, like going on a bunch of coffee dates and just meeting a bunch of cool friends who do you resonate with, like, and then just slowly weaning off the ones that don't resonate with you as you keep growing. Like, I'm definitely feeling myself do that now with certain friends. Like, not that I'm gonna like not talk to them, but like if I'm not gonna hit them up first, and if I don't want to hang with them, like I'll just go on a hike with them. It's like, hey, yeah, yeah, sure, like I'm down to go on a hike. Like I have to walk my dog anyway. Like let's go on a hike, but unless I really want to hang with somebody, like I don't want to spend. I'm being so honest now, but like I don't want to spend money. Like I don't want to go out for lunch with a friend. I don't really care like about hanging out with them. I don't know. Like I just got to that point. It's like I'll walk my dog with anybody, honestly. Um, but when it comes to like spending money or like going out for lunch or I don't know, I just now I have a boyfriend who I see like a few times a week. It's like I just don't have much extra time for or yeah to do that or like resources. So I don't know. I think I'm becoming a hard ass. I'm becoming a spoiled hard ass with my friendships. But I don't know. I just feel so lucky to have such amazing friends that unless they're in that level that they are, it's hard to give my time to people. I don't know. Like that's just how I feel about my friends right now. In a good way. Like I have too many good friends, if that makes sense.
Oh, that's wonderful to hear. Yeah.
Hopefully. Oh my God. I hope I do. But what about you?
Yeah, I think that because I didn't have too many friends growing up, I find that I had to sort of learn how to make and keep and gauge and assess friends in my early adulthood, and I had to
Mm,
learn some pretty hard lessons on the way. But yeah, one of the things I need to learn is that I think I need to set myself some boundaries in order to, well, like as we've talked about, conserve myself and also to present the best version of yourself, hopefully in front of other people.
mm, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. I mean, the thing is though, like I've had friendships though where I'm not my best self, like
Mhm.
I'm tired or whatever. And if they can't handle me when I'm tired, it's like, well, are we really that close? Because like I'm not gonna be the best version of myself all the time. Like I'm also gonna be grumpy sometimes. I'm gonna be overworked, and it's like if a friend can't see that, then it's like, well, then you don't like. It's the whole saying: if you don't deserve me at my, if you don't accept me at my worst, like you don't deserve me at my best type situation.
I
In a
understand.
sense.
Yeah, and I've
Yeah.
learned also that there are times when you don't find that your efforts in maintaining a certain friendship is being met with the same or the similar kinds of efforts, and you find that it's not, you don't have to exert too much effort in maintaining it, and you just let the friendship, drift apart.
Yeah, totally. I mean, there's some coffee dates I've tried to arrange with people and they don't follow up or they don't get back to me, and I'm like, cool, like I don't care. But like, same with friends. You can't chase friendships. You can't chase dating. You have to meet somebody halfway, pretty much. Yeah.
So, I wonder if your friend circles are different when it comes to, say, your work versus your art, like with the music and the movies and all that stuff.
You mean my job, like serving
Yeah,
bartending?
yeah, like
I'm not really
how
friends
different
with
are they?
any of my bartending friends or
Okay.
serving friends. Because,
Mhm.
yeah, like, I think with those jobs, like, there's maybe one friend that I hang out with outside of work who it's more that she's into rock climbing. And so, like, we rock climb together. But I don't know. I just think, like, I'm only there to earn money. And so I don't really have any connection with them. Like, for example, like in high school, you're only really friends with people out of proximity. You're not choosing to be in the same area as them. You're there for like a joint purpose of education or earning money. So the fact that like I'm not choosing to be around these people, like they just are earning money too. So yeah, like even like there's a couple girls at my job I really like who are 21, 22. Like I'm just older than that, so like I don't really resonate with them as much. But if there's girls around my age who I happen to click with, cool. But I think I am really selective who I hang out with and resonate with. And yeah, honestly, both of my jobs, and I have a new job now too. And I think there's a couple girls there. I'm sure I think I'll connect with a bit more. To be honest, they're more like me in the sense of I think at my jobs there's a bit of jealousy because serving bartending is always like this. It can be very toxic, very competitive. And I will say at both of my jobs, I'm definitely probably one of the favorites. And so I think being a favorite comes with jealousy and competitiveness and not being liked. So I think I definitely experienced a lot of that. I just don't give a shit. I don't really care if people like me at work because I go in and I do a great job, I earn a lot of money, and I leave. And I don't really care about people pleasing or connecting with the other girls because I'm just there to earn money and leave. So I think for them, they know that like I'm there to get the job done. I'm not there to socialize. I'm not there to be nice. I'm there to like do my job. So I think that's probably intimidating to people who aren't as good and who yeah like who want to be the favorite but they aren't. I don't know. That's just something I'm experiencing even today. Like yeah, I just don't care. I don't really care about being liked at work. Only by I only care if I'm liked by the managers or the customers. I don't care about my coworkers, which is kind of funny.
I see.
I don't
Yeah.
think I can.
Yeah. What I eventually learn is that it is tough for at least myself to make friends in a work/school environment because it is intrinsically competitive. You're competing with your peer, so it is difficult for any sort of friendships to blossom, let alone a deep one. So I
Mm-hmm.
suppose for a friendship to actually manifest itself, it has to be in a non-competitive environment or circumstance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, exactly. By the way, I'm down to wrap this up within 5 minutes, by the way.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm
and
so tired. I was even saying to my roommate this morning, I'm like, I have like a 12-hour shift today, so I apologize. I'm definitely pretty tired. You're getting my tired self today.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, I understand. And yeah, I
Yeah,
suppose it's a good time to close with one final question.
sure.
What does music mean to you?
Um, I think it means like self-expression in a way that can't really be done in a different format. Like, expressing your feelings in a melodic way that can be catchy and is really capturing that moment and that situation and feelings toward that one person in like a non-weird way, and even like publishing like a little private diary publicly of something that happened, and just, yeah, just putting your own artistic footprint out into the world with your musical tastes. I think that's what music is to me, and also putting something out there that hopefully others can relate to. So like it's like, okay, I felt this way. Oh my god, Bob feels this way, or Kate feels this way. Oh my god, you're summing up exactly how I feel. So I think it just helps form a more better human connection too with other people, knowing that we're not alone in the way we feel about the world and the way we feel about toward other people or different situations. So I think it's really powerful. Like there's nothing else that can bring you closer to other people and to feeling connected to the world and like knowing you're not alone. I think it makes you feel connected, honestly. That's what music is to me. It's feeling connected with yeah, just artists and other people too. Yeah, I think that's what it is.
That's it.
So yeah, I feel that's what it is to me. To me.
I think that's a wonderful note to end on. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
For
I know.
joining the
Music's
show.
the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just wish I could physically do it more, which is also why I'm like I should go because my voice is feeling a little fatigued as well. It's interesting how I'm really been having to be careful talking too much because talking can also cause vocal fatigue. So I've had to really cut back on my phone calls. My yeah, any more than like an hour, even with friends, I'm like, oh god, like my voice starts to feel tired. So I've just really had to adjust my vocal practice and my vocal routine. So it's really frustrating, but it's also liberating in the sense of I have to just be creative and work around the constraints I have with my voice, and it just makes me feel more grateful whenever I get to sing. That I just love singing, and that I'm grateful to get to sing in that moment because I might not be able to do it for another month or so. So yeah, it's kind of made me become more grateful to be a musician in the future. Honestly,
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you very
yeah.
much, Emily Coupe, for joining the show.
Oh, no worries. Thanks for having me. Thank you.